Hello everyone, this is Omar Alvarado of All About Rush, and today we're going to do something that I haven't done before. As you can see, I'm in my little screen. I believe it'll be at the bottom right of your screen, and I'm going to do a review slash reaction to a Rush song. And you may be thinking, why would he do that? He's heard all the Rush songs, he's seen all the Rush songs, but maybe you haven't seen this video. This is me playing the drums. This is me doing a drum cover of Headlong Flight. I did this in 2012, actually on June 11th, 2012. I believe that was the day that Clockwork Angels was released. Headlong Flight was a single that was released prior to the release of the Clockwork Angels record. And when I heard the song for the first time, I thought, man, this song is pretty awesome. I wonder if I can play it. So as I started listening to it a bunch of times, I figured I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I did it in the best way I could. I think it came out okay, but I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to leave it to you to determine if I did a good job or not. I'm actually going to bring out a few things as the song is playing, as you see me playing the drums. Some of the things I was thinking about, some of the things I had to do, maybe that related to preparing for the song, what was going on in my mind, even during the song as I'm playing it. Because there were a lot of things going on in my mind, and there were things I wanted to accomplish. And even though I didn't play the song exactly like Neil Peart did, and I'll show you where that was, but I think you'll find it a little entertaining and kind of entertaining to see what was going on in my head at the time. And hopefully, if my dogs and the cats will stop fighting, we'll get through this, and we'll have an interesting time seeing how it was that I tried to cover Headlong Flight all those years ago. So I'm going to start it up, and here we go. Here's me being creative. Let me put myself back there. Yeah, there we go. Getting creative with the titles. Here we go. Nice kit. Now the interesting thing here is I'm using matched grip and matched grip and single stroke rolls, where Neil used the traditional grip and double stroke rolls. So it's just easy for me to do single stroke rolls. And if you notice on the hi-hat, I'm sloshing the hi-hats, and that's how he does it the whole song. He keeps the hi-hats kind of loose, Neil Peart did. So I imitated that. Great rocking song. I had to cover it when I heard it. And if you notice my right leg, my bass pedal is to the left, to the right of the bass drum. That's called the offset double bass pedal. Whereas my foot is not on the drum, it's actually to the right. So is my left leg too, to the other pedal. And during these mini bridges, as I call them, Neil Peart plays them different every single time. So I had to remember every single time how he transitions between the bridges. That little ditty right there took me a long time to figure out how he did that. And he didn't do it that way live either. He changed it up a little bit even then. There we go. And the bridge is playing it a little different than the last time it was in the song. And when I was choking the cymbals there, I actually let it go on a little longer than Neil did. Neil would hit him and he'd choke him pretty much right away, but I let it ring out a little longer. That's how I did it through the whole song. I think it sounded a little better that way. Yeah, when this part comes back again, Neil Peart plays it different there too. Here comes the conductor. In my mind, I'm like, okay, so far so good. Didn't mess up. Different trend, different fill there. Just so you know, this was like my 4th or 5th take trying to get this thing right. Yet another different fill. That was a different fill. Here comes a different fill again. Getting that China in there. There you go. I'm letting the cymbal ring out a little longer than Neil did. And just to see also into the mind of Neil how he just couldn't play the same thing twice throughout this whole song. When this similar motif would come up, he'd change it up. So just trying to remember all of that, nightmare. And this part of the song is really, really difficult. The time signature kept changing every bar or two. You notice. Change here. Another change. Another change. Feeble attempt at a single stroke roll. I've always had a hard time with those. And in my head I'm thinking, oh crap, here comes the solo. How am I going to do this? This is all going through my head. And right when I hit that 8-inch tom, I had hit every part of the drum kit. Yeah, see, this part here I kind of had to make up myself. But if I played it live like this, I think it would sound pretty good. But what Neil did was he just alternated between the snare and the tom. That snare to my right above the bass drum, that drum and the snare, that's how Neil did it. But I just incorporated the floor tom as well. Now we have Alex's solo. And right now I'm feeling a little relieved that the solo part was over, because that was a really, really hard part to do. I was pretty much relieved at this point. Now I'm just thinking I don't want to mess up any of the fills that are coming up. Hits the cymbal 5 times, then he hits it 4 times. Neil did. And at this point, you see my shoulders shrug. I was cramping up. But in my head, I'm like, I gotta keep going. The song's almost done. Try to relax here so I can finish the song. Yep, holding on with all my might. Yeah, you see my face. Look at this. I knew I'd messed up a little bit there. I missed one hit on the snare, and I knew it. Made up for it there. I was angry here. Hit those drums pretty hard. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm done. I'm good. What's coming up was pretty easy at this point, so I was like pretty happy with myself. I just wanted to make sure that I kept the right tempo. I didn't speed up or slow down. Yeah, from this point on, I pretty much played exactly like Neil did. At least on the studio version. Let's enjoy the rest of it. I was getting creative with the outro there. Outro transition. Flying out. And that's my blog of old, theparadiddler.com. And that was it. There was a lot of preparation that went into that song. Like I mentioned, a lot of listening. You know, as I was going to work, to the office, I would just play it over and over and over again, going and coming from work, trying to figure out what Neil's doing, and then getting back behind the kit, playing those different parts, because I'm not a note reader. I don't read music. I just, learn the song from hearing it and trying to figure out what Neil is doing. I didn't have any visual reference because there was no video for it, at least for the drumming aspect or any live performance. It was brand new. That was the first single. But it was clear enough that I pretty much could figure out everything that Neil was doing, except for that solo part in the middle, which I kind of made up myself. But I think it was a good alternative to what Neil did. I think it came out pretty good, that part. I was pretty happy with the result based on my level of drumming. Obviously nowhere near that level of professionalism, but it was pretty interesting to kind of figure that out. That's a very difficult song to play. Not so much because there's so much technicality in it per se, but it's just all of the transitions, all of the fills that Neil put in there. It's like every time that same motif came by, he'd have a different fill, he'd have a different transition every single time. So just to remember which one was where, that was pretty much the biggest challenge. And then getting by the solo, that was, once I was past that, while I was playing, I knew I was pretty much in the clear as far as doing an accurate representation of the song. So anyway, I think I did a good job. What do you think? Do you think I did a good job? You think I could have done better? Is there anything else you wanted to know that maybe I didn't mention that you saw in the video? I'd be happy to hear that in the comments. Why don't you go ahead and put those in there, ask away, and I hope that was something that you enjoyed. So this is Omar from All About Rush, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.